Welcome to the highlight spiel. I'm Fletch. James couldn't be with us today, but we'll have him on the phone here later on. He's supposed to let me know when he's free, and then that's when we'll get him on the phone. Let's take a look at last week. Game of the week picks. I went 6-1, bringing my overall to 17-4. James went 4-3, bringing his overall to 13-8. Now let's talk about the week 5 review. Let's start off with the upset of the week. Who I had on my upset of the week? Mississippi State. They was my upset alert, and they also was they're my upset of the week now. Dan Mullen went back to Mississippi State, got him a nice win on the road, and Florida's defense didn't let Mississippi State get control of the game at all. They controlled the whole tempo of the game. I think only, held them to 6 points. That's a season low. Florida did their thing. And Dan Mullen had them ready to play.
This could be the game right here for Mississippi State. Here comes the blitz. Fitzgerald gets walloped and sacked. Donovan Steiner with the hit. And the Bulldogs turn it over on downs. Florida's about to win this one.
Now let's talk about the players of the week. My players of the week who I had. Number 3, I had Joe Burrow, the quarterback from LSU. He threw for 292 yards, 3 touchdowns, rushed for 96 yards in a 45-16 win. As number 2, I got Jalen Waddle, the receiver for Alabama. He had 3 catches, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a punt return for 63 yards and a touchdown in a 56-14 win over Louisiana Lafayette. And number 1, as everybody probably could assume, Kyler Murray. He didn't play the first drive. Came out the rest of the game, had 17-21, 432 yards, 6 touchdowns. He only had 45 yards rushing, but he also had a touchdown on the ground and a 66-33 win over Baylor. And now let's talk about the team of the week. My team of the week who I have, I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. They dominated the whole aspect of the game, beating Stanford 38-17. They had 550 total yards. Stanford only had 229. Notre Dame's offense went the hell off, and their defense locked down.
Smith gets the first down, and that'll clinch it. That'll do it. And the Irish will get a really big win.
All right, now let's talk about the Week 6 preview. We're going to start off with the game of the weeks. I told y'all earlier that I would have James on the phone. James is on the phone now. It's nice to have you back, James. Hope you're feeling better.
It's good to be back. Thank y'all for being patient with me and letting me try to get better and stuff. How y'all been doing?
Yes, sir. We've been doing good, man. Taking it a week at a time. Now let's dive into this. Saturday, October 6th at 12 o'clock, we got number 19, Texas, taking on number 7, Oklahoma. That's the Red River rivalry game, and they're playing it at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Who you like in that game?
Well, I've been riding these Texas boys all year, and I showed them a lot of teams had them out, and I think Texas is going to keep the streak going. I think Texas is going to pull off the win over Oklahoma in a huge upset.
So you went with Texas?
Yep.
Although I expect it to be a good game, I don't think the defense can handle Kyler Murray. I'm going with Oklahoma. Then at 3:30, we got number 5 LSU traveling to the Swamp to take on number 22 Florida. What do you feel about that game? You think the Tigers can pull it off in the Swamp?
I think LSU has a chance to be a playoff team this year as long as they stay focused and don't slip up like they usually do. I haven't seen LSU be this good in a few years, so it's kind of exciting. I think they'll get the win over Florida. I don't think Florida's necessarily one of the best ranked teams.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I also, I'm taking LSU for the simple fact. I like what Florida did this past week against Mississippi State and how their defense, played. I don't think they can do that against LSU. Granted, it's in the Swamp, but I think LSU will pull it off in a little close one.
Agreed.
And then also at 3:30, we got Florida State traveling to take on number 17 Miami. Who you rolling with in that one?
Miami. I don't think Miami's going to win. I think Florida State's been getting their asses handed to them a couple times.
Yep.
I think they're going to come out and play this matchup with fire, and they're going to come out and shock Miami. I don't think Miami is the same team they were last year, and that kind of proven.
So you going with Florida State?
Yeah, I'm going with Florida State and upset.
Florida State's struggling this year, as everybody knows. Miami's coming off a game where they just had 6 turnovers on defense. I think they're going to keep the ball rolling. I'm going with Miami.
All right.
And then at 4 o'clock, we got Arizona State traveling to take on number 21 Colorado. Who you taking in that one?
I kept wanting to go with Colorado. I really like Arizona State. I love their coach. It's the first year. I want to see him win some big games, so I'm going to go Arizona State.
I don't really agree with that pick. I mean, they started off 2-0. Yeah, that was a good start. They've slowed down tremendously since then. I think they're 3-2, 2-2, 2-3, something like that. Anyways, I'm going with Colorado. It's at home. It's a big game for them, and I think they'll win. Then at 7, we got number 13 Kentucky traveling to take on Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M. Who you got in that game?
Oh, man. That game to me is, I just want to know how good Kentucky is, honestly. I know they're ranked good, but they play, I don't know, man. I'm not 100% sold on Kentucky, but I'm a ride. I'm a choose Kentucky to win this one, even though I don't think they are, if you want to be honest. But first time I think Kentucky in the top 15, I like to keep it going.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, this could be a trap game for Kentucky because they are traveling to Texas A&M, but
yeah, they're playing a rough team too.
Yeah, and Jimbo Fisher his team ain't looking real good this year. His offense hasn't found their rhythm. I'm gonna go with Kentucky in a landslide. And then we got at 7:30 we got number 8 Auburn traveling to take on Mississippi State, who just lost to Florida last week. Who you got in that one?
Oh, I have Auburn all the way. I mean, that defense is real. Plus, they know how to get it done on offense. I got Auburn all the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. I mean, like I said, Mississippi State just got beat by Florida. Florida's defense held them in check. They only had 6 points. I'm gonna go with Auburn. And then possibly one of the biggest games of the week, if not the biggest. At 8 o'clock, number 6 Notre Dame travels to Blacksburg to play my boys, number 24 Virginia Tech. Who you got?
Well, I'll tell you this. Virginia Tech needs to win this game bad. It will help them out on their resume, and if they can get it going and all that stuff, that would be nice for them. But I'm telling you, Notre Dame looks like a playoff team this year, and I think Notre Dame's going to win this game. I'm not going to say they're going to blow them out, but I think Notre Dame's going to win by a good 2 touchdown score.
Yeah, I mean, my biased pick, would be Virginia Tech. I hope they win. Regardless who I pick, I still hope VT wins, but I think Notre Dame's going to pull it off. Ian Book brings a new dimension to the Notre Dame offense. And, I mean, we let Old Dominion shred us for $4.95 through the air. So if Old Dominion can do it, I feel like Notre Dame can do it. I'm going to go with Notre Dame, too.
Notre Dame. I agree, though, but if anybody can do it, Virginia Tech can't do it. It ain't like they're automatically written off. But I haven't seen a Notre Dame team this good since a few years back.
Yeah, it's been a while, that's for sure. That concludes our Game of the Week picks. Now we're going to talk about our upset alert. My upset alert, I have LSU. Like I said, I have them winning the game, but it's in the swamp. The swamp's a very hard place to play. It always has been. And Florida's ranked. Dan Mullen has their defense looking good. They could hold LSU in check. I just don't feel like they will. But LSU's on my upset alert.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Who would you have on yours?
My upset of the week will probably be, if you want me to be honest, I'm going to go with, even though I have Notre Dame beating Virginia Tech, the best upset of the week to me would be Virginia Tech beating Notre Dame because of all the controversy they lost, and then Virginia Tech comes back and beats a top 10 team. I mean, after losing to a non-ranked team, I mean, that will help them get back into the conversation of, well, they only lost one. They just beat a top 10 team. Can Virginia Tech take advantage of the early season loss and build it up for the end of the season and maybe still have a chance to get into the top 10 or maybe even further?
I would love that. I mean, yeah, I would love that.
But that's going to be a hard one for Virginia Tech to do. I'm telling you, Notre Dame looks like a playoff team.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
That's why I want to see this upset, too. Even if I lose my pick, I do not care. Like, if Virginia Tech was to pull it off, it was definitely worth losing the pick over it.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel comfortable enough to go with them in the pick.
Right. Now let's talk about our X Factor of the week. My X Factor of the week, you just talked about it. I just talked about it. Virginia Tech's defense. Like I said, we play good against Duke, but I'm still butthurt about us allowing 495 yards in the air to Old Dominion to a quarterback who came into that game only having 161 career yards and lit our asses up for 495 yards. So, in order for us to beat Notre Dame, that can't happen. Our defense is going to have to hold Notre Dame's offense in check.
Very true.
Who would you pick?
My X Factor of the week is a little biased, but my X Factor of the week is Urban Meyer. I like seeing him back, and the way we played against Penn State was almost a sad day for Ohio State fans. We barely got past Penn State. We had to do the comeback victory to do it, showing that when we play any team in the top 15, we're going to have problems this year, and I can already tell that. So my X Factor is, can Urban keep his team good? Can he keep them poised after that big comeback? And is he going to be able to defeat the up-and-coming teams that he has to blow?
Okay, that's a good pick. Now that we're done with our X Factor, we're going to talk about our Heisman Watch. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first on the Heisman if you want.
All right. Number 5, I got the running back from Kentucky, Benny Snell. For the season, he's got 639 yards and 8 touchdowns. That's only, it's about to be week 6, so that's through 5 weeks. That's over 100 yards a game and over a touchdown a game. Number 4, I got Dwayne Haskins. He's got 1,464 yards on the season, 19 touchdowns, and a 70% completion percentage. That's pretty good. Like I said, through 5 games, 1,400 yards. Shoot. Number 3, I got Will Grier, quarterback from West Virginia. He's got 1,487 yards, 17 touchdowns, 72% completion percentage. Those are outrageous numbers. And then number 2, he's been a number 1 ever since we've been doing the Heisman Watch, but he finally dropped to number 2. Tua Tagovailoa. He's got 1,161 yards, 14 touchdowns, and a 75% completion percentage. The reason he dropped, he hasn't played a fourth quarter all year. That helps for his team-wise, but that hurts him a lot also. And this guy, my number 1, had a hell of a game last week. Kyler Murray, for the season, he's got 1,460 yards, 17 touchdowns, and also a 70% completion percentage. So there's my top 5 on my Heisman Watch. What about you?
My top 5 is number 5. I'll say running back Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin. Honestly, I think it's a quarterback's year, but I don't want to have a list of all quarterbacks. And to me, he's probably one of the best running backs. Bryce Love ain't really done what he was supposed to do this year for his senior year, and I kind of feel sorry for him.
Yep.
And there ain't like there's a lot of good running backs, but not a lot of like Heisman candidate running backs. So I'm just gonna say that. And then at number 4, I have Kyler Murray
Yep.
from Oklahoma. With Baker Mayfield being gone and him stepping in and just taking that team and still making them look like a playoff team and being able to go out there and win games, and doing it in a dominant fashion, explains why he's on that list.
Yep.
He filled the role of a Heisman already, and he's doing a great job at it. He's taking a big school and keeping them big, so that's all that matters. At number 3, I have Dwayne Haskins from Ohio State. A little biased there, of course, but he is doing good, so he deserves to be in the spot. Ohio State, with everything going on, I thought we were going to have a shaky beginning of the year and pick it up as it went on, but the players proved that was not even on their mind, that they were going to go out there and play for Ohio State football, and we look like a powerhouse team, and I got to have them at 3. I kind of want them at 2, but I got Will Greer from West Virginia at 2, and the only reason why is because I trust his receiving core better, and his receiving core has when you got two draft picks just sitting on the receiving core, that's always good.
Yeah.
And I don't think Ohio State has the talent to probably get our receivers drafted. They're good, but they ain't the best. And Alabama's receivers are better than ours. So we're like 3rd, 4th pack when it comes to receivers. So I like Will Greer, and as long as he stays healthy, he's going to have a phenomenal year. He'll probably even win the Big 12. And then number 1, I got Tua Tagovailoa from Alabama. That kid is amazing. Honestly, his arm strength, completion percentage, the way he just controls the game, I honestly don't think there's a team in college football that can go out there and bang them. I see only 2 to 3 teams possibly beating Alabama, and that's if Alabama has a bad day. The way they play with the draft class they had, I don't know what to do. That team's very scary and always happening.
Okay, that concludes our Heisman watch. Now we're going to give our playoff predictions to Week 5, going on Week 6.
Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? Playoffs?
Who you got as your top 4 teams?
Alrighty. My playoff is I got Alabama. I got Clemson.
Yeah.
I got Ohio State.
Yeah.
And I got Notre Dame.
Phew.
The only reason I have Notre Dame still sitting in this is because each week they're playing better and better football.
Yeah.
Each week that defense is getting stronger and stronger.
My playoff prediction is a little similar. Everybody but one team. Number 4, I got Georgia. 3, Clemson. 2, Ohio State. 1, Alabama. If you look at my playoffs, it's similar to the playoffs that happened last year, except Oklahoma is traded for Ohio State. I really wanted to put 3 SEC teams in it, being with LSU being so good, but I don't think the committee would let that actually happen, so that's my playoff prediction. All right, that concludes Week 6 of the Highlight Spiel. I'm Fletch.
I'm James.
Brought to you by Trio 4 Productions. We'll be back next week. Hopefully James can be in here with us in person. If not, we'll have him back on the phone. Thank you.